The shadows of fear and greed. Every trader feels it, the silent tremor before clicking the button. Fear whispers of loss, of humiliation, of accounts erased in a single heartbeat. Yet, this whisper is only the beginning. Greed hides itself as ambition. It tells you, one more trade, one bigger position, one faster win. It smiles like a friend but devours like an enemy. Inside every trader, fear pulls backward, greed pushes forward. One restrains, the other drives. Together, they create chaos within the mind. A trader who wins too quickly often believes the shadow of greed is a blessing. But every fast victory builds false confidence that crumbles with the first real loss. The market punishes without warning. One red candle, and fear screams louder than any strategy. Panic replaces reason, and exits are made too soon, or too late. Greed follows fear. After a loss, the urge to recover, to chase, becomes irresistible. This cycle repeats endlessly unless broken by awareness. Greed convinces traders they control the market. Fear convinces them the market controls everything. Both are illusions. The truth lies somewhere in between. Fear and greed do not strike loudly. They creep silently, in small decisions, adjusting stops, adding size, ignoring rules. Tiny cracks that grow into collapse. A string of wins feels like invincibility. But the louder the greed, the sharper the fall. Euphoria blinds, and blindness leads to ruin. Fear builds invisible walls. Opportunities pass, setups fade, yet the hand refuses to act. The trader watches profits vanish, not because of failure, but because of hesitation. The shadow in the mirror. When a trader looks at the chart, they see price action. But behind it, they also see their own fears, their own hunger. The market is only a mirror of the trader's soul. After loss comes anger. And with anger, the whisper of revenge. The hand that seeks justice from the market always finds destruction instead. Greed never ends with satisfaction. Each win calls for another. Each gain feels incomplete. The voice always says, just one more. That voice never stops. Fear does not only come from losing. It comes from missing. Watching a trade run without you can be more painful than loss, feeding the urge to jump blindly next time. Greed fuels impatience. Fear fuels urgency. Together they lead to endless entries, reckless size, and the exhaustion of both the account and the trader's spirit. A trader deep in loss clings to a small green candle like a drowning man to driftwood. Hope is not a strategy, but under the shadow of fear, hope feels like salvation. Regret is heavier than any drawdown. Every wrong exit, every ignored signal, becomes a ghost that haunts the trader long after the trade has closed. Sometimes fear disguises itself as caution. But hiding forever outside the market is no safer than reckless entry. Safety without action is only paralysis. Greed is not always money. It is also the hunger for the perfect entry, the flawless system, the trade with no drawdown. Perfection is another trap. A trader who grows comfortable with small wins often lets greed whisper louder, why settle for crumbs? Take it all. Comfort becomes poison when it blinds ambition. The market is not your friend, and it is not your enemy. It is a predator, moving silently, waiting for weakness. Fear smells like blood in the water, greed looks like desperate movement. When a trader hesitates, the market does not forgive. When a trader lunges recklessly, the market does not show mercy. To survive, one must understand that this predator does not think, does not care, and does not feel, it only reacts. And every emotional slip, every moment of imbalance, is an offering to its hunger. The spiral of chasing losses. There is a moment after every sharp loss where the heart races, the hands sweat, and the mind screams, "I must get it back." This is the most dangerous moment in a trader's journey. Chasing losses is like running downhill. You believe you are in control, but momentum is against you. Each entry is larger, each stop wider, each risk heavier. The spiral does not end with recovery, it ends with devastation. Fear begins the spiral, greed accelerates it, and the trader becomes trapped inside a storm of their own making. Greed does not always come from within, sometimes it is sparked by the stories of others. A friend doubling an account in a week. A stranger on social media turning pennies into fortunes. The mind whispers, "If they can, why not me?" This is the seduction of sudden wealth. But every story has a hidden cost, every fortune has unseen risk, and every shortcut carries a trap. The shadow of greed paints fantasies that feel real, but chasing another man's dream leads to another man's ruin. There is no sound more deafening to a trader than the sound of opportunity passing by. The chart moves, the candle runs, and you are not inside. Fear of missing out cuts deeper than loss, because it feeds both jealousy and regret. You imagine what could have been, what profit slipped through your hands. And in the next trade, you jump too soon, too big, too blind. Missing one train makes you chase the next, and in chasing, you miss again. The cycle never ends until awareness breaks it. After a string of wins, greed takes on a new mask, overconfidence. The trader begins to believe they cannot be beaten, that the market bends to their will. Risk grows larger, stops grow looser, and caution fades. But the market loves to punish pride. The higher the tower of ego, the greater the fall. And when it collapses, it is not only money that is lost, it is trust in oneself, discipline in rules, and balance in the mind. Overconfidence is not strength, it is the weakness that wears the costume of power. Sometimes the trade is perfect. The setup is clear, the signal undeniable. Yet the finger does not move. The trader freezes, staring at the button, as if pressing it will unleash disaster. This is the fear of action, the paralysis that comes not from lack of knowledge, but from too much knowledge of past pain. Each memory of failure whispers at that moment, "Do not enter, do not risk, do not move." And so the opportunity dies, not because the market rejected the trader, but because the trader rejected themselves. After mistakes, the trader does not only want money back. They want dignity back, pride back, confidence back. This hunger for redemption is greed in its purest form. It is not about the market, it is about the ego. The trader seeks to heal wounds with profit, to silence shame with gains. But the market cannot give redemption. The market only gives data, numbers, movement. Redemption must come from within, not from a green candle or a lucky win. Those who seek it outside themselves remain trapped in shadows. A trader often celebrates too soon. Unrealized profit shines like gold in the account, and the heart clings to it as if it already belongs to them. But it does not. Until the trade is closed, that profit is a mirage. And when the candle turns, the fear of losing what was never truly owned grows unbearable. Many exit too early, desperate to protect what is not yet theirs, while others hold too long, hoping to force it into reality. Both are prisoners of the same illusion. There is no number that satisfies greed. 1,000 becomes 10,000, 10 becomes 100, and still the hunger whispers, "More, more, more." This is the greed of endless growth, the illusion that size equals success. But the larger the numbers, the sharper the pain when it collapses. What was once a loss of a meal becomes the loss of a house, a family, a future. Growth is not evil, but growth without balance is destruction disguised as ambition. The final shadow. Fear and greed are not enemies to be killed. They are shadows to be recognized, understood, and tamed. The trader who denies them becomes their slave. The trader who faces them becomes free. The final shadow is not fear, and it is not greed. It is the belief that you can escape them forever. You cannot. They walk with you on every trade, on every chart, in every decision. Victory is not in destroying them, it is in living with them, without letting them rule.